Hello, I'm Angela Bern, and this is the introduction to my new series, Interviews with Friends and Enemies. So, welcome, fans. I'm sure you're going to be a fan once you have taken a look at what we're doing here. This idea began as a series of interviews with the intention of showing us to us. I found that when I listened to people and when I thought about my own concerns with my neighborhood, my city, our country, and other countries in the world, that it felt overwhelming. And I wanted to create something that connects us in a small way that had the possibility of creating a ripple effect and a large impact eventually. So, this series was born from me paying attention to the fact that I felt sometimes like I didn't want to connect with certain people. And in fact, that started for me at my experiences at the gym. Now, I've belonged to many gyms over my lifetime. In fact, I probably would have belonged to them from the time I was 8 or 10 if my dad hadn't said, we don't need a gym, just go out and run around the block. I always wanted a gym. So I love the environment of lifting weights, the energy, maybe the pheromones, I don't know. But from the time that I began thinking about this interview series, I have started an experiment where I go to the gym, I take a look around, and I was aware that there were people in the gym, and this happens everywhere, but that made me think, don't really like them. Not anything specific that they've done, but likely some kind of feeling, some judgment I had, some way that I saw them, that I pictured them. I imagined what their interior was, and I didn't really like it. So I think of myself as someone who likes people, who likes to know people. And for me, it was quite a number of people who had this effect of the ugh. So I decided to begin by paying attention to why I felt the and then move into saying something like hello or a simple, non-aggressive, but fully engaged smile, and a smile with the eyes as well as the lips, teeth, everything, full teeth, but non-aggressive, not like I'm going to smile at you until you like me, or I'm going to smile at you until I like you. Not that kind of a smile. So you have to get centered first. So I decided to give the smile of, I like you. I like the wholeness in you. I like what's in you, and you're okay with me. And since I've started doing this, it's been about 6 or 7 months. I've noticed at the very least, there's a neutralizing of that sense of ew, right? It is not only neutralized in me, but I've noticed that there's a thread that kind of connects me and the other person in a very neutral, positive way. So at the best, what has happened is that people have begun smiling. I've had these experiences of feeling really great about these people who I formerly thought, ugh. So that's kind of cool. And while I'm not a social scientist, I'm not a Brene Brown, I don't have a lot of data, I do have a lot of awareness of what I've been like my whole life. And if I can do this, then I know anyone can. So I invite you to watch these interviews, pay attention to what our guests say, try to see what is like you in them and what you might disagree with. All of that is fine, and try to recognize that all of that is fine. It's all good. So I start with a simple template of a few serious questions meant to dig deep right away, a way for us to know each other immediately. Now, I've chosen a series of 5 beginning questions. I invite you to ask people you know these questions as well. So they start with, what is one of your greatest successes personally? And then a great success professionally. And then we move to, what is your greatest failure, or one of your greatest failures personally or professionally? And then how is your relationship with yourself right now? So these 5 questions alone will invite you into someone's heart, soul, their being, and there really isn't a way that you can come away, I don't think, feeling ew from the experience of asking and having had these questions answered. All right, and then I follow up with a couple of questions about what might make someone consider you an enemy and what might make someone consider you a friend. And it's interesting to find these out. And then with each of my guests, I create a series of 20 questions to kind of liven things up and add a little lightheartedness. And their task is to answer these questions with one word. Now, that's kind of hard to do, and it's fun to watch someone try. Some people do it a little more easily than others. It's hard for me to do. But it's fun to find these things out. And then we do a drink ritual. So I ask my guests all to consider what is one of their very favorite drinks. And then they prepare it. They make one for me, one for them. And we have a little toast. And we talk about why this is one of their favorite drinks, what it means to them. So we get this little way to know a bit more about this person. So between the deep questions, the 20 or so little quick one-word answer questions, and then the drink ritual, we really get a sense of this person without having to know a ton of details outside of these questions. We always finish with something they would like to promote and something that they might need. Because we all have something that we want to say, something we feel passionately about, whether it's our business or whether it's a way of being that we want to share with others. And then I guarantee there's always something that we each need, not in the needy sense of a way, but this way that we need a little connection. We might need a small thing. It might be a large thing. It might be actual straightforward communication with other people. So try this at home. It's not the caveat you're used to, that don't try this at home. I invite you, try this at home. Try this at work. Try this at the gym. Try this on the street. Try this on the bus. Anywhere you are, on the airplane. It's a really good introduction to one another. So, Interviews with Friends and Enemies is about connecting us. Connecting our neighborhoods, our cities, our country, and our world. Please join me on angelabern.com. Reach out to me, and please subscribe to Angela Bern TV, my YouTube channel. That's BERN, like the capital of Switzerland. So angelabern.com, Angela Bern TV. And let me know if there's someone who you think I should interview. It might be you. Don't be shy. Reach out. I'd love to hear from you, and I look forward to sharing the next 1,000 interviews with you over the next 4 years.